Hello everyone, today we'll be unboxing the Russian destroyer Tashkent 1942 in 1/350 scale from Trumpeter. So, this kit was made in 2020. On the front you have a render of the Tashkent, a weathered model. You have, on the side here, you have some history of the ship as well as a line drawing of it. This is the classic Trumpeter. Write the Chinese nicely, Google Translate the English, and then, yeah, the translation is very poor. So you get another painting scheme of the ship right here. You get the classic Trumpeter logo and the warning on the side, and then the side panels are just the repeats of the box art. So now let's get this thing open, and let's see what's in here. So I'm pretty excited for this. Okay, so here you have the Trumpeter brochure for December 2020 to February 2021. So this was on it, and they also have a Chinese ship on here. Okay, so right here we have all of our sprues. Let's go take a look at the instructions first. So, instructions is in this booklet, and it's stapled like on the side, so you just flip it over. It's kind of like Lego instructions. So here's all the tools you'll need for assembly. Right here we can take a look at our sprue lineup. We have the hull and the front deck, rear deck. Then we have the A sprue, which is the superstructure, the B, which is the small details, C, which is the additional small parts. We have the photo etch right here, the stand, and the additional superstructure parts. And then we also have the decals right here. So, let's see our assembly. We first take the rear deck, make a hole in it, slap all those together, and then we put the propellers on and the rudders. Then you build the torpedo tubes and some small machine guns, put those on the hull. Then you build a very futuristic looking superstructure along with the funnels. All that comes together in one piece along with additional machine guns. Then you add some small photo etch and rangefinders on top, a little bit more photo etch railings and the mast. Then you build the 130mm guns as well as one of these turret looking machine gun thingies. Then you put that together with the funnel, and it's funny how it has a super firing turret over the machine gun. Then next, right here, you'll assemble some ventilation covers, as well as some ladders and some life rafts. Then you build an additional anti-aircraft gun platform. AA guns go on. Then you put the tops for the funnels. You make all the little boats, you put those on, and then you build the cranes. And then you have your finished model like this. So that's pretty nice. You put that on the stand and you'll be finished. Okay, now let's take a look at our painting scheme. So, very nice print of the Tashkent. We have her this is her 1942 camouflage, so it's the Soviet light gray. There's no camouflage, it's just a standard gray. You do have the option to decal or paint the name Tashkent on there. And you also have the option to have her as a green hull or a red hull. Okay, so now with that wrapped up, let's take a look at the sprues. Okay, so let's open this first one up. This sprue is the E sprue. E as in Ethan. So we have the forward superstructure right here. And unfortunately, the molding flow lines on here are not very good, which means I'll definitely have to repaint this and do some sanding on here. We have the 130mm guns here, as well as the machine gun turret, bases for the 130mm guns, the anti-aircraft platform, some small bases for the machine guns, the barrels for the machine guns, platforms for the machine guns, and also the barrels for the guns and machine gun turret. And I really like, although I do really like how the forward part is shaped. It's very futuristic, like the 1950s. But I guess, yeah, the Italians were quite ahead in their time. So, yeah, sweet. Next one we're going to take a look at is the C sprues. And the C sprues have the back part styrofoamed. Let's see how to get this off. Okay, so the C sprues, we have two of them. C as in Charlie. You have davits for the boats, then the searchlight and small additional details for the hull, machine guns, boat, the life rafts, bases for the rangefinder, actually bases for the torpedo launchers, torpedo tubes, and additional davits. And you have two of them, so these are duplicate sprues. And you also have your ventilator thing right here. All these have very nice panel lines on them. The next sprue we're going to take a look at, get that out of there. And again, this sprue does have styrofoam on it. So let's take the styrofoam off. So this is the A sprue, A as in alpha. Right here, we have hull, like the little mast pole things. We have the main mast, some additional smaller like pipe work things. Then we have the funnels, the two funnels, the two halves of it. We have the propellers, propeller guards, the base for the forward superstructure, and then additional boats, the rudder, the propeller guards, and the additional parts for the main mast. And you can tell these are pretty small parts, so the mast is pretty thin. Quite interesting. So it's going to be very fragile to make. And then here we have the propeller shafts. Sweet. Oh, you also have the stand right here. Tashkent, 1942. Trumpeter did a Tashkent 1940 a while ago, and that was the one that only had 3 guns before it got the 130mm guns in. Okay, next let's take a look at the photo etch. So the photo etch only gives you the photo etch for the superstructure, so you need to aftermarket the additional superstructures on the side if you want to photo etch the full thing. You have boat davits, some ladders, the railings on the side for the superstructure, the funnel caps, as well as the stairs and some additional parts for a crane. There's not a lot of photo etch in here, and it's stored in this little packet right here. Pretty sweet. Okay, next one we're going to take a look at is the decals. So the decals, there's actually quite a lot for a ship of this time. Let's get a fun way to take that off. So we have Soviet flag, the red star for the bow, and the name Tashkent. You actually get 4 of them. I'm not sure the difference, so I guess if you lose one. Or, oh, you have one in the front and one in the back. So that's why you get 4 of them. And you have the wavy flag or the non-wavy flag. Okay, let's put the photo etch back, or the decals back in there, not lose this. Okay. Next sprue we're going to take a look at is the packaging is sometimes a bit tricky to get open. This sprue is the B as in beta sprue, and you have the rangefinders, the top of the boat, some spotting looking thing as a back part for like superstructure wise, and another rangefinder. And these rangefinders do give Italian vibes because, you know, the Italians built the ship in the first place. Panel lines on here look very nice. Next sprue is the F sprue. The F sprue is just a stand. Pretty standard stand. This is one of the few components that Trumpeter will standardize across all their model kits. Okay, now let's look into one of the big pieces. This is the hull. The hull is quite large for a ship. But a very nice one too. The nameplate is already indented out. However, you do need to do a lot of sanding on here. The rough places for the propeller shafts are marked out. If I can focus on there, it's kind of a divot in there. I'll show you where to put it. Then the portholes are recessed, and you also have some of the mooring openings along the sides. But I don't want to damage that, so I will go ahead and rewrap this. Okay, next spear we're going to take a look at is the forward deck. So the forward deck and the back superstructure are kind of molded together as a single piece. So you see the back black walls is right here, but that's the forward deck. The superstructure goes on there, very nice teardrop shape. Then you have the forward area where you put the ropes and whatnot. You have the bases for the funnels and torpedo launchers right here. Panel lines on here, again, look very nice. So this will look very pretty. Let's put that aside. Final part here is the rear deck. And the rear deck, if I can actually get this thing out of here. Rear deck has the depth charge rails molded on there. That's very nice. And you also have the place for the turret in the back. You have some hatches on here, so there's not a lot of panel lines on here. But again, it looks pretty nice. And then this is how it's gonna just roughly fit on here. Yeah, it's just gonna fit on like this. That's pretty sweet. Anyways, hope y'all guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and share this video.